Hello. It's your girl Soncerae here. I appreciate you listening. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. You got one job. Thumbs up the live stream. I've been trying to be more consistent with my live streams and my recording schedule. I literally had to wake up 2 hours earlier than I usually would and not go to sleep. Like I usually get up early as shit and then I'll take me like a little midday nap when my son is asleep. So I was like, I gotta stop doing that. And I got to get back into overtime in order for me to be able to do YouTube and Twitter and Instagram and my graphic design business and all my other businesses and write business plans and do I just got so much shit to do. So anyway, I just posted a video last night. It was adding some context to a TikTok that I posted on social media a couple of days ago about single mothers. And I've been getting a lot of response from this damn TikTok, meaning that shit has went viral on other people's pages. And I've gotten hella comments, hella responses, hella emails about this damn clip. Because inside of this clip, I flat out was like, moms to grown sons, what the fuck are you doing that is making men grow up to be disrespectful towards women? Now, from a woman's perspective, I notice when I get comments and emails from women, usually they're like, you can't blame the moms and blah, 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 blah. But then when I talk to the men are like, that's right. It's our moms. Our moms did blah, blah, blah. Now, we all know one of the biggest problems we have in the Black community is Black male accountability. We definitely had that problem. So, of course, I'm expecting men to be like, you're right, you're right, you're right. Right. But at some point, when you hear people say something in unison, at some point you have to start listening to people's stories. So when I decided I wanted to start doing relationship advice for men on OnlyFans, a lot of people was judgmental and was thinking, oh, she wants to be a turbo thought. She wants to sell her twat, shit like that. She wants to be the hoe we thought she was. Nah, it was more of, I want to give men relationship advice. And I realized that a lot more men feel comfortable talking to me when I'm in a feminine state, when I'm in a very sexy state. And so what's happening over there is a lot of men are coming into my inbox, my direct messages, talking to me about their experiences as men. So it's easy for me to see both sides of the spectrum. So I'm seeing a lot of men, not just the beta males that I've experienced over the years I've been on YouTube, where these men have flat out been like, we hate single mothers, we hate women, we blah, blah, blah. Because, on YouTube, it's incel this, red pill that, manosphere this, blah, 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 right? We just got that, right? So, of course, I've heard all of their gripes about women and shit. But when I start having one-on-one conversations with men, I get to the deep-rooted issues that these men have. And most of the time, when I'm dealing with a beta male who's having issues with women, it has something to do with his relationships with women when he was a child. Now, I want y'all to think about this, okay? Because a lot of people feel like childhood should no longer be a should be an excuse for why a person is behaving the way that they do. But let me explain to you something about spiritual growth, your journey. Everybody grow at a different pace. Everybody learn their lessons at a different pace. When you were younger, let me ask you a question. When you were younger, have you ever like fell, bumped your head, broke your leg, scraped your knee, cut yourself, burned yourself, something like that when you were a kid? And now as you're older, you can look at your body and you still see that scar there. It never left. It's still there and it's going to stay there until you die. We all have that, right? So if we have that on our physical body, don't you think we have that in our mental as well, in our hearts as well, in our soul as well? Some stuff that we went through, it just ain't going nowhere. And you just learn to live with it. So with a lot of these men, they get into these relationships with women, or they don't get in relationships with women. They're playing around with women, they're disrespecting women, they're lying to women, they're doing everything beta imaginable with women because they don't know how to do shit else. And so in my video, what I was trying to explain is you don't relinquish your responsibility as a mother when it comes to your sons simply because their father skipped out. A lot of women feel like it's the father's fault because he left. And that right there is over. No, it's an error that you as a mother can fix as a mother. Now, the way a mother can fix this is simple. Don't be a thought. That's it. Don't be a thought. Don't be fucking around. Don't be introducing your kids to a whole bunch of niggas. Don't be doing, a whole bunch of just dumb shit, right? Stop it with the stop crying, be a man shit. Stop telling your boys that. Stop beating the hell out of them, because that was my son's father's issue with his mother. She was beating the shit out of him when he was a kid, and it still bothered him. This man 40. When I was dating him, he was 38. His mother beating his ass when he was a boy still haunted him. Okay? So, mom, stop beating your sons. There's a certain way to parent. All right? If you can't figure this out, like say for instance you're a mom, or maybe you're not even a mom yet. Maybe you're just listening to this live stream. You're not a mom, but you might want to be a mom one day. Take some fucking parenting classes. Learn about child development. It will work wonders. My mother wasn't the best mother in the world, but guess how I learned how to be a mom? I took parenting classes and child development classes in high school and in college. I took them in high school so that when I went to college, I could pour those credits over. Oh, my stomach is rumbling. Did you hear that? Oh, I'm hungry. So anyway, all I had was an energy drink. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that as a woman, we can't keep saying, "Oh, mom, it's not your fault." When you grow up, the way that the poor choices that your child makes has nothing to do with you. No, everything we do as human beings is a reflection of our upbringing. It's a reflection of what we were taught or what we weren't taught. We know this, but we want to try to give our parents the benefit of the doubt because, shit happens in life. Sometimes, shit happens. Parents aren't perfect. I'm not perfect. But like I said to y'all all the time, every time I do a live stream, what's up, Lance? What's up, Gotti? Every time I do a live stream, I tell y'all, I'm not out here trying to teach men how to be men. I can't do that. But what I can teach you how to do is have a good character, just to be able to function properly in society. We all know the rules to life when it comes to that thing specifically. There's no gray area. There's gray areas in other shit. But when it comes to something as simple as family structure, handling your responsibilities, taking accountability, not manipulating people, not lying, not being hurtful, we know when those things are wrong, right? But a lot of times people will do those things because they don't know the other way to do it. So while we're sitting here, we're teaching our sons or our children, don't be X, Y, and Z. We also have to say, okay, I done listed all of the things you shouldn't be. Here's what you should be: a good father. Even if you don't get along with the mothers of your children, still be good fathers, because father and husband or father and boyfriend are two different roles. Do you realize how much power that tiny ass sentence has when you're talking to a young boy that grew up without his father? That simple damn sentence. If you keep telling your son that, and you keep explaining to your son or daughter why their father isn't there, with time they'll get an understanding and end up trying to be better. Because if you notice, your kids usually want to do better than you. Usually. Lance, you hit the nail right on the head. Keep speaking the truth and revealing these insecure men. Yes, indeed. Sometimes people tell me, Lance, that I hate men. I don't hate men. I don't hate men. I talk about the things that men need to improve. And I do that shit with women too. Now, it's easy for me to talk about this stuff because I had to improve myself. So all I'm trying to do is give y'all the cheat sheet so you can avoid doing the shit I did. That's all I do. All right? Now, it's men coming in my comment section, of course, and they're like, thank you for talking about these deadbeat ass single mamas. Yeah. Okay. Some people sick of the narrative, like that one chick that was talking about my video. She's sick of the narrative of people blaming single mothers for shit. But some stuff is a single mother's responsibility. Other things we ain't got nothing to do with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got control over, the earthquakes. I ain't got control over whether the vaccine gonna be released in time or whether you're gonna get your stimulus check or not. But I do have control over what I teach my son. And it's up to me, since I'm his sole parent, it's up to me to teach my son how to function properly in this society. And the reason why so many men are fucked up, it isn't just because their father wasn't there. Their father could have been there and been fucked up. If you are taking care of a child by yourself, whether you're a father or a mother, it doesn't matter. It's about teaching people how to have a good character. That's all it boils down to at the end of the day. Stop breaking the law. Don't do goddamn drugs. Definitely don't drink and drive. Stop fucking too many hoes without a rubber. Shit like that. Come on, man. You mean to tell me that basic information we can't instill in our children to get, you know, some structure happening, some repair happening in our community? It trips me out because a lot of women, like I was saying a minute ago, a lot of women try to relinquish other women of their parental influence. We don't have babies and we just throw them out there in the world and see how it goes. No, you equip them with things that they need in order to function properly in the world. Hey, Michelle, what's up? Thanks, Lance. Thank you for saying that, honey. I appreciate that. Michelle, I have a question. Do you think they treat women bad because of the way they were raised or trauma? Yes, that's exactly what I think. I think that a lot of boys were. Let me give you a story. I like telling stories and shit. What I mean? I like telling my own stories, but I know y'all get sick of hearing about me, so I'm gonna start talking to y'all about the people I know. And I'm not gonna tell it. I'm not gonna talk about tell y'all their names because I don't want anybody offended because a lot of people get offended when I tell my own stories and they got something to do with that story. So why you tell that story? That's my business. I'm like, no, that's my business. I can share my business all day. I don't like to gossip about people. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta give an example, some type of way. So I'm gonna share my story. But I'm gonna tell you a story about a friend of mine. A friend of mine, he told me this story about this one time. Him and his father and his he had a brother. He had an older brother, his father. And when he was in high school, right? His father, they used to have a man cave in the basement. And he said one time he came downstairs in the basement and his father and his brother and one of his father's friends was taking turns with this one girl and the girl was giving everybody oral sex. And so instead of him being like, the fuck, he sat down and got oral sex with them. Mind you, their mother was upstairs in the kitchen. Let that sit with you. That's a story I heard from a guy I know my whole life. The one thing about me that people underestimate is my tomboy phase. All right. My tomboy phase introduced me to a lot of my friends who are male. And the stories these men have told me and the stuff I have seen these men do when they don't consider me like, listen, men were looking at me like I was one of them. So they would just act normal. And the stuff that I seen them do to women and the stuff that I seen them say about women, I can tell the difference between a man that's grown up with both of his parents, a man that's grown up with both of his parents, and one of them was abusive, a man that grew up with one of his parents and that parent was his father, a man who grew up with just his mother, a man who grew up with both his parents and then they got divorced. I can tell the difference. That's how much I have observed men. And usually, if you a man, you know that about your homies too. The ones that's closest to you, you can see the difference in their lifestyle. You can see the difference in their choices by how they grew up. If you've known them since y'all were young, you see how they progress with time. So when I talk about young men, and we're talking early 20s, little betas walking around here being little fuckboys or whatever, there's some betas out here that wouldn't even bother respecting a woman, thinking about their future, don't care about their money because they so sex crazed. But then you got men out there who are alpha that are their same age. You can go on Instagram right now, same age. All they talking about is money, finances, stability. They have stable relationships with women. All of my male friends who grew up with both of their parents or grew up with a mother that didn't put up with bullshit, most of them are successful. The friend I was just talking to you about, where he came downstairs and got oral sex with his father and his older brother and their friends, their mother knew, but she didn't want to believe it. Like everybody in the neighborhood knew that he kept cheating on her. Everybody in the neighborhood knew. So you can't tell me that nobody told her. She knew. She just stayed. She put up with the bullshit. Men who grow up around women who put up with bullshit just to say they got a husband or just to keep a man, usually they raise boys who are fucked up, who treat women any type of way. Now, I love my friend to death, but the way that nigga treat women, you wouldn't even think he grew up with both of his parents. The reason why he liked that is because he always seen his father disrespect his mother. And his mother knew what the fuck he was doing and allowed it. Women are the ones that teach their sons how to respect women by what they put up with. So when I say single mothers are why men abandon their children, it's because I'm not just talking about single mothers across the board. And in that specific TikTok, I was just talking about bad single mothers. But if you want to put it at a broader scale, we could talk about all mothers. We could talk about married mothers, divorced mothers, single mothers. It doesn't matter. As a mother in general, if you didn't raise your son to respect women, he's going to go out there, he's going to do whatever. My friend got 2 kids. The one I was just talking about, he got 2 kids. He don't take care of neither one of them motherfuckers. 2 baby mamas. All they do is complain about his ass all the time. All the time. Ain't doing what he's supposed to do. You know why? Because no one in his life has ever held him accountable. His mother is an enabler. His mother is successful as shit. She wealthy. Still not holding her sons accountable. She didn't even hold her husband accountable. So you can't expect her to hold her sons. So all I'm saying is women are who teach men how to treat us. That's us. And when we come together, like collectively, and stop putting up with bullshit just to say we got a man, we would get treated a lot better. I would love for you to come over and speak to my channel sometime. It's better that they hear from an experienced, knowledgeable sister than me. Okay, Lance, we can talk about that. Talk about that. Michelle, we do all got some stories. We do got some stories. I got some stories. I could tell you some. Oh my God, man! I done told y'all my stories. Like I haven't told y'all everything, of course, but I told y'all a lot of stories on YouTube. Like you can go back and scroll back and hear my little stories. But my homeboys, the stuff these men have done just to get ass or trick women or just to get money, it's ridiculous to me. It's just like, and then I got homies who are like straight and narrow, man. And the ones that are straight and narrow, they're usually the ones with the money. They might not have a lot of women, but they got success, money. They got stability. Usually when they do get in a relationship, they stay married and shit. Like every single homeboy I had that was wealthy and always been wealthy, and he was like straight and narrow, and he have a whole bunch of chicks. All of them are married now. All of them are married now. But all of the homies that I had that were like playing games when we were younger, and they were juggling women and shit. None of them are married, and they broke. Most of them are broke. One of my homies, he went to prison for a little while, came out of prison, and he got a baby mama, and his baby mama own their house. They live in a mansion in Atlanta. She own house. She taking care of him. I told y'all Atlanta one of those places where the women take care of the men anyway. The women balling in Atlanta. You know what I mean? The men can just lay around and do absolutely fucking nothing. It's a whole bunch of betas in Atlanta. I don't know why women just like run to Atlanta like over the weekend, All-Star weekend happened, and it was girls in Atlanta that were creating GoFundMe pages because they didn't have enough money to return back to where they came from. So it's a girl who had a GoFundMe page. It was another set of girls who was sleeping in a U-Haul truck. Like these women tripping just to go to All-Star weekend. All-Star weekend. It's a lot of insecure men, Monty. It's a lot of insecure men that frequent YouTube, I noticed. And I don't know why it's so many here, but the successful men, the men that are actually in leadership roles that can actually help men improve their life, those men are not on this platform. It's not a lot of them on this platform. Most of the men who can improve your life and help you become wealthy, teach you how to really be an alpha, most of them are on TikTok and Instagram. I've seen more men encourage men how to be alpha on TikTok and Instagram than I seen on YouTube. On YouTube, the men here just complain about women and teach you how to disrespect women. On these other platforms, the men don't do that. They're not like that over there. It's a completely different like they really teach you a level of success with women. They don't just teach you to complain about women or to choose a specific type of woman because, like all black women are the problem, so you should date white women, or all fat women are the problem, so you should date skinny women, or all, no. On these other platforms, these men are teaching you how to get women to behave how you want us to. That's what these men are teaching. Because what these men understand, and predominantly most of them are alpha. So what these men understand is when you put yourself in a leadership position, when you know how to lead, you can get a woman to do anything as long as you're not on some beta male fuckboy shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, if any woman that you want, as long as she's single and she's showing a little bit of interest in you, you could get her to be exactly the type of woman that you want to be, that you want her to be. But if you a fuck boy or you on some beta male shit, or you here to try to disrespect her, call her out her name, slap her around, talk about some shit you learned on YouTube, you're not gonna get anywhere with these women, man. And the relationship advice that these men give y'all on YouTube is terrible. Y'all need to go somewhere else with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're looking for men to give you advice about men, I'm telling you, take your ass to TikTok. I don't care how old you are. You could be over 30. It's men over 30 over there that's teaching way better advice to y'all over there. I promise you. And I remember when I first came back to YouTube, I kept telling y'all it's better platforms out there for you to go to if you want advice or you need some type of leadership. Um, Main man, made man, big fan. What do you ask? You said why? What are you asking, honey? What you asking? Um, yeah, it's women on here. It's women on here. Okay, so I understand that YouTube is the place where a lot of people come together, and there's a lot of negativity on this platform as far as the Black community goes in general. And I've been saying this for years. YouTube is one of the places where all of the negative Black people go. If you're looking for some positive, like wealthy people of color, you got to go to Instagram. It's definitely some on TikTok. TikTok got a broad array of people on there. That's a big platform right there. But um Instagram it's a better, it's a better group of men over there, that'll give you better advice. I promise you. But as far as the women go on YouTube, they're kind of doing the same thing. Like what I don't see a lot of, and this is what I'm starting to do myself. What I don't see a lot of is women giving men relationship advice. I see everybody giving women advice. Everybody encouraging women to be better. Everybody, women is, and I get it. But when it's time for men to get relationship advice from other men, these men are teaching y'all how to be worse. They're not teaching you how to be better men. They're teaching you how to be assholes and misogynists and sexist. And that's not going to get you anywhere with women, with any quality woman. I mean, you might be able to trap you a little Tatiana for 2 minutes, but it's not going to get you a real solid like marriage or relationship with a woman that's going to help you like build and grow. That's not here. The women are dragging men on YouTube as well. So I think when I was giving advice, like I was giving advice, I've always given advice to men on my YouTube channel. And when men turned on me around that time where I got pregnant with my son's father, I think a number of factors was in there. I think a lot of men who were a part of this negative uh, narrative of trying to make Black women out to be something that we weren't, just wanting to make us look bad in general. I think they took part in why men started treating me the way that they did, because I never been a I hate men type of person. I would talk about my experiences with men, and I would encourage y'all what not to be and what choices you can make that were better, but never in a I hate men type of thing. But some men were trying to depict me as that on this platform. And I just always felt like I never fit in with the other women on the platform, because on YouTube, because these women were teaching other women to date outside of their race. And I never taught that. That was never really my thing. But it's the new hypergamy stuff, because that the hypergamy stuff wasn't always on YouTube. That's new. That's kind of like within the past couple of years type of vibe. But for the most part, the women on here were teaching women to date outside of their race. They weren't necessarily teaching women to be better women and teaching men how to be better men, so healthy relationships can happen. Me, I'm almost solo dolo sitting here teaching both genders, teaching people to unify. That's the only way it's gonna work. You got to teach both. You can't pick a side. So I make content for women. I make content for men. I notice more women watch me on TikTok and on Instagram than they do here. And so what I'm gonna try to do is get more men and women just equally here, like I do on all my other platforms. It's something about YouTube that makes them feel comfortable in attacking our sisters, right? Something about YouTube, I don't know what it is. It's just, I think because you had creators like Sergeant Willie Pete, and then after Sergeant Willie Pete came Tommy, and then Tommy birthed a whole bunch of betas who were dragging women. And so I think it became predominant in this specific sector. You know what I mean? The Black sector, because the Black sector just became this place where it was predominantly men, because it wasn't a lot of female content creators that were talking about topics of substance. Most of the Black female content creators during the time when I first came onto the platform, they were doing beauty tutorials. Most of the Black women were doing beauty tutorials. They were not discussing the topics that they're discussing now. Like, the women now are a better grade of content creator than the women that were there before them. Because the women now, they're talking about actual shit. They're, talking about controversy and issues and, politics and race and women's issues, just stuff of some substance that they wasn't talking about before. So I think that we have progressed in that way, but at the same time, I still don't see unity to me, and I think Boyce Watkins, um, Earn My Leisure, um, brother X, I think. Brother X. Um, I think it's one other person. They talk about business and money in the Black community. I think it's like a handful of content creators that only talk about business and money. You know, it's not a lot. It's not like overflowing. Like, you know how you got a shit ton of beauty gurus that are Black? You know, you have right now, you have a lot of hypergamy gurus that's teaching women to date men who are wealthy. You got tons of Black men who are making content disrespecting Black women. You have a lot of that on this. We have a lot of that, but we don't have a lot of Black people talking about wealth, business, improvement, motivation. You know, we don't have a lot of that. Spirituality, it's not a lot of that. Vaughn, yeah, just go on Instagram. If you're looking for a better brand of man to follow and you're looking for like alpha males, the alpha males are on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Alpha males don't frequent here often. And I know y'all gotta know this. I know as men, you have to see this. I can't be the only person that's noticing this. Okay. And if you are an alpha male, I'm not trying to offend you, but I think you either need to use your platform and use your time here to learn what not to be, or use your time here to try to build up the other men that are here. Because the men who frequent the YouTube platform looking for leadership, they need better leaders than the ones that they have. And it's sad to me because the way that they carry themselves is just terrible. Now, I know Mark came to me. Mark came to me and was like, yo, Kevin Samuels followers respect you way more than Tommy's. Because Mark, you know, Mark moderates my YouTube channel, so he sees my comments, right? So it's Mark like deleting comments, approving comments, blah blah blah. I need him to do that because sometimes I see some stuff and I don't want it to mess with my mental health. So Mark handles it. He's like, "Yo, Kevin, when Kevin Samuels followers come into your comment section, they treat you with way more respect than Tommy's followers used to do." And I said to him, I said, it ain't even Tommy versus Kevin Samuels, you know, like following. It's who I am now. Like, I'm sexy on this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Men gonna treat me different because I behave different. And when they come and say something to me, I respond different than the way that I used to. I was like, fuck you, bitch, nigga. You come in here doing blah, blah, blah. I used to be real rough, you know, because I was just like, fuck that, you know. But now it's just like when a beta comes around me or somebody's saying something that's trying to provoke me, I kind of respond a little sweeter. Michelle, some of these women weren't raised either. Oh, that's true. Making it hard for others. That's true, boo. That's really true. You're right. I feel that it's because YouTube has been around the longest, so they've become so comfortable there that they don't know how to bring their toxicity to a new platform. Um, One of the hardest things for me was becoming evolving into something else and pulling myself away from a place that I outgrew. Like YouTube, I outgrown, right? But what I'm still trying to do here is get the check. So I can go on TikTok, do the videos that I need to do, get the views and shit that I want to get, and use this time on YouTube to actually slow down because on TikTok, I only get a minute. So I can get my point across in that minute. And then everybody sit down and have a conversation about that minute. It's more effective. I can teach easier over there because it's 1 minute. You know what I'm saying? But then the problem comes, I gotta speak into context when I'm talking about stuff. So that's where YouTube comes in to gear. So just like I said, I posted that video on TikTok about single mothers the other day. I turned around and had to speak in context about what I meant and what I was saying and to be a little bit more clear and detailed. And that's what you're supposed to use YouTube for. To me, I would not build a community here because people don't know how to unify here. You could come to YouTube, talk to a bunch of, post a video, but you can't build your community here. You have to build it somewhere else. And the hardest thing was me realizing it. Like, I think it just took me a second to kind of realize that it was toxic over here. And there was no way I was going to be able to find my tribe or build a healthy tribe here. Now, I felt like at some point I had a healthy tribe, but then when I seen that the choices that I was making in people, and I then saw how they behaved when it was time for them to, handle other people, or maybe they were in my comment section trolling when they're supposed to be goddamn moderators, stuff like that, or when they were no longer moderators anymore, the way that they behaved after that showed me, oh, this person was a poor choice to begin with. So I think I was making so many poor choices in people when I was trying to build a community of moderators and people to talk to all the time. So now when I'm building a community, a newer community on YouTube, or just reviving an old community, I want people to understand that the old Soncerae is gone. This new Soncerae that you're dealing with, after so many people tore me down and spread rumors that I committed suicide, and spread rumors about my family, stalked my family, did all of this terrible shit, right? But made it seem like I was the bully. After experiencing something like that, it changes who you are as a person. And I said, I have to go somewhere where my mental health can be protected. I don't want to be somewhere where I'm constantly being drugged all the time. Now, if when you're on the internet in general, you're gonna get people that disagree with you. You're gonna get people that don't know how to act because it just wasn't taught to them. It just wasn't taught to them. They're just ignorant. Some people just want to take a dump in your comment section because they feel like venting. I had to realize that shit, you know? A lot of people aren't on TikTok who've been on YouTube all this time, because YouTube is like, YouTube trying it though with the YouTube shorts. But I can tell you like this, I've been posting YouTube shorts for the past 2 months, 2 or 3 months. Y'all been seeing them. I was doing TikTok. The reason why I was doing TikTok is because I wanted to do YouTube shorts. So I was like, all right, let me kill two birds with one stone. I see Instagram has reels. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna do one video and then I'm gonna put it on TikTok. I'm gonna put it on reels, and I'm gonna put it on YouTube shorts. And I'm gonna see which one brings me more views with me doing these little clips. And TikTok was it. So what YouTube and Instagram are doing, they're trying to do what TikTok does. They can't. You can't. You can't mimic something or recreate something that's already created. You know what I mean? Like, I think you remember when Vine was the shit? You remember everybody wanted to do it for the Vine? What happened to Vine? It just disappeared. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people just stopped doing Vines. Eventually, maybe TikTok will be like that, but I want to be able to evolve with social media as it goes. And that's the only way that you can be, popular. So YouTube might be something you have to let go of, you know? How do I respond to beta males now? First of all, I call them by their name. I'd be like, okay, beta, listen. So they can realize that how they're behaving at that very moment is what makes them beta. A lot of times when they come into my comment section, they don't even realize that they're being beta. You have to say it. They don't even realize that their behavior is inappropriate, because there was a time where I'll be in my live streams and we'll be sitting here having a good ass conversation. I'll be talking back and forth to people, and in comes a damn troll doing something fucking stupid. And it ruined the whole mood of the conversation. And I would have to stop what I was talking about, address the goddamn troll, maybe block them, blah, blah, blah. Now, I don't deal with them the way that I used to, where when they come into my chat, I stop what I'm doing just to address them, and then I'm addressing them too fucking long. Now I say what I say, keep it moving, act like they wasn't there, and if they keep going, Mark just blocks them. All right, but a lot of times, all you got to do is tell a beta. Usually, you just be like, beta, listen, I would like to get back onto the topic at hand. This comment that you're making has nothing to do with the topic. And they refuse to entertain it. And that's the only way, I could deal with them in my space. I'm trying to get everybody to understand that when you in my space on the internet, okay, because I know the internet big as shit. You think you can do anything, anywhere, anybody's space, not in mine. Because I'm protecting my space. I'm protecting my energy, and I'm protecting the people that's in it. And if you can't come in here and act appropriately, then I don't want you here. You know what I mean? Like, we trying to have intellectual conversation here. Like, some people just get on the internet for some entertainment and they want to chill. They just want to have a interesting conversation. They don't want to be dealing with all that trolling and shit. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Vine. Everybody used to do it for the vine. Everybody used to do it for the vine. But I mean, do you think TikTok could do the same? You know, I don't know. Cause I never got on Vine. I never did Vines. Somebody put me onto TikTok 4 years ago and was asking me to put me on to do TikTok. And so I started the TikTok, but I was only putting clips up of justice. And so then this year I decided, maybe like 2 months ago, a month ago, something like that, to do a TikTok, and I became popular on that motherfucker in like 4 weeks. And I think it's because I'm a content creator. Like, you can't be on TikTok and be a troll and think you're about to get somewhere. On YouTube, you can be a troll and you might get somewhere. But on TikTok, it's kind of different because it's like people, it's not, I guess I want to say it's not culty. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe, because maybe I'm trying to say, because, YouTube, it gets culty. People start acting like they're part of a cult, drinking goddamn Kool-Aid. And if one person don't like another, then this whole swarm of bees come and attack a person. I think that's corny. I think we should cancel that behavior altogether. Me and my daughter was talking about that, how we didn't like how Cardi B's audience and Nicki Minaj's audience used to argue back and forth with each other because it's corny. Like, if you arguing with somebody on the internet, it's corny. There used to be a time where you feel so passionately about what you're saying, you feel like, oh, I gotta convince them, I gotta convince them, I gotta convince them. But after a while, after you've seen so many people have so many opinions, you get to a point where, like, okay, that's your opinion. Moving on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to sit up here and convince you type shit. So I had to get to that level. I had to get to that level of zero fucks given. And it's hard to get to that level sometimes when you're passionate about what you believe in, and being a teacher or being a motivational speaker or being, somebody that's leading people. I had to get to the point where I had to have more patience with people because they are in fact learning. Some people have no clue. They have no idea what they should be doing with their life at all. Male, female, none of that. And a lot of times the way that I speak, the vernacular I have, the vocabulary I'll use, shit, I say wrong shit all the time. A lot of times, a lot of times people be confused. So I'll be having to repeat stuff over and over again. And I was getting tired of that before. And now I realize, in order for people to be able to understand me, in order for me to be able to teach people and get them to, understand, I have to repeat myself over and fucking over and fucking over. You trying to get an application for OES out here in Portugal. That is a whole nother. Listen, when I first decided I wanted to be a part of OES, it came to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have to go looking for it. Because I remember in high school, not high school, in college, I would always talk about um, joining the order. I would talk about that all the time in high school and I'm sorry, in college. And a lot of people didn't know what the order was. And so for some reason, I would just attract people who was part of the order. I don't know what, I guess because I wanted it. So I think I want to say to you that it's an energy thing. You don't go searching for it. Let it come to you. You know what I mean? Let it come to you. It'll come. You just have to be like, this is something I want. And then just relax. Don't go searching for it. Let it just come to you. And I think that's a good advice for everything. Not just, you out here looking for an order of the Eastern Star application. It's with everything in life, whatever you want, the job you want, the money you want, the car you want, the house you want, let that shit come to you, man. You got to always be in like receptive mode to get shit. I notice when I'm in receptive mode and I just be like on some accounts receivable shit and let the universe just pay its bill, it does it every time. But when I worry about it or I try to figure out how it's gonna happen, where it's gonna happen, when it's gonna happen, and I start stressing, it takes forever. But when I be like, universe, I want blah blah blah, and I chill, it's just coming to me. What is a beta male? That makes no sense. Levante, your the way that you were supposed to communicate with me with this was simple. It was supposed to be, what is a beta male? Question mark. That additional, that makes no sense, is what offends people when you try to like challenge what they believe in. So when you communicate and you really just don't know, don't say It doesn't make sense. Just say, I don't understand. You understand what I'm saying? You should have put, what is a beta male? I don't understand. But when you say that makes no sense, it's more combative. You could like hurt somebody, or you never know what trigger words you could say to harm somebody. So always make it about you and what you're feeling and what you're thinking when you're talking to somebody else. Because just because it doesn't make any sense to you, or it might seem controversial or contradicting, it could be that you're missing some information that's making you think that. So just be careful. Now, alphas and betas. Alpha males are good men, beta males are bad men. That's in my book. But if you go look up the terms, you will see the difference. Hey, I've been trying to find a goat ride. I don't know where to tell you to find a goat ride in Portugal. Um, oh, where the fuck you find that at? But Levante, listen to me. Can you hear me? I hope you can hear me. Hold up. Um, but yeah, I think I'm going to talk more about that on my OnlyFans. I give a lot of advice on my OnlyFans about alpha males. Excuse me. Alpha males are gentlemen, okay? But beta male, okay, put it like this. You know how you ever heard somebody say that nice guys and fuck boys act similar? You ever heard somebody say that? That nice guys and fuck boys act extremely similar. The reason why people say that is because a fuck boy will pretend that they're a nice guy to get a woman. But the fact that they're pretending to be nice to a woman is what's making them a fuck boy. When you're genuinely nice, you're a good guy. Okay, so when a person is nice, when they aren't looking for any type of recompense, when a man is nice to a woman, when he's not looking for anything in return, that's usually an alpha trait. Betas are nice to women so they can get something in return. So when I'm on YouTube and men are like, I want to start my own family, I'm not going to take care of a woman and her child. That's coming from a beta space, a beta mentality, because an alpha never separate himself from the woman he loves. An alpha, him and that woman become one. So if she has children, those children become his. If he loves her children because her children are her. Her children are an extension of her. Betas don't have the comprehension to be able to understand that is one unit. They don't understand unification. It's always them versus women. That's a underdeveloped mindset. Alpha males love their woman. So whatever comes with her, it doesn't matter. Alphas are usually kind too, courteous, they be polite, they be considerate. They might put more respect and care in how they are with themselves, but they don't treat other people bad. Betas treat other people bad often, not just men. I mean, not just women, but men too. Alphas don't usually do that. Alphas know how to prioritize and be able to take care of their own well-being, but they can't serve other people without taking care of themselves first. That's why they do that. So they genuinely care about other people in need, the other people that's in their life, but they also realize that they can't be the best versions of themselves by um you know not taking care of themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be a good person for somebody else when you can't take care of yourself. All right. Also, about betas usually seek attention and validation from other people. Betas crave attention and validation from other people. They want to be liked by people around them so much. So everything that they do is so that other people can like them. Alphas do what they want to do. Even if it's not popular opinion, an alpha gonna do what an alpha want to do. And people just love that about him. A lot of times alphas do things because it's the right thing to do. Betas aren't like that. Now, nice guys, I think people classify a lot of nice guys as beta if the guy is a nice guy to the point where he's walked over. Because listen, there's a difference between you being a nice guy and you just letting some woman walk over you. That's two different things. That's why I can't stand when people be like calling guys a simp and shit like that. Just because a man is nice to a woman or respects a woman doesn't mean he's simping. Simp, I try not to use this term because I hate it, but simping, I guess for the average man, it means that there's a man who's being good to a woman who's not paying him no attention. That's, to me, that's a walkover. That's a man need to have a backbone. Okay. Um, but yeah, betas usually do stuff when it's personal gain and they need somebody to like them, you know, or agree with them or um, have the same opinion. Like I tell people all the time, my opinion is my opinion. I don't do what I do. Like I don't create videos to get you to agree with me. I don't make videos to get you to like me. I make the videos and I do the audios because I'm telling you what I'm thinking. I'm telling you what I learned, you know. I like how you educated the situation versus feeling defensive. Yeah, I've been trying to not be as offended, Alex. And let me explain to you why I decided to do that. And it's very logical. Like I'm a very logical person. I just wasn't implementing a lot of the logical things that I think of in my mind. I just started doing that like recently. Okay, when I took my 5 month hiatus off the internet, when I came back on, all I did was implement all of the stuff that I was thinking all the time. Because a lot of times I was thinking I wanted to behave a certain way and I wasn't doing it. And so now the woman that y'all see that looks so different as the woman before, it's because I'm being myself. Before it was, I think I need to respond this way or that way for X amount of things to happen, you know, certain things for a certain thing to happen. Now is I don't give a fuck what happens. But I do realize that how I respond to people is a reflection of me, not a reflection of them. So if they're coming at me nasty and I come back at them nasty, the people that's listening to us and they might have just came into the live stream, they don't know which one of us is the idiot. So in order for me to be able to let y'all know exactly who the problem is, I have to stay on my throne. Because if I step down, you're not gonna know which one of us is taking the high road. You're not gonna know which one of us is the smart one. Also, I have emotional intelligence. Now when people say and do things to me, if I know that someone's gonna say something that's gonna harm me or I'm not gonna feel comfortable with whatever dialogue or narrative they have, I ignore it. I choose how to respond to it. And before I was just letting my emotions kind of just be the catalyst for what I was going to do next. Now I already have in stone what I'm going to do next before I read your reply. So if you say some fuck shit to me, right? I already know how I'm going to respond to it. Before I didn't have a set like response. Now the response is like the same with everything. It's like, okay, let me first calm down. Let me keep calm. Number two, let me see if what you say, let me decipher the difference between if what you're saying is you critically, like you just being, like constructive criticism versus you just trying to be an asshole. Like some people just trying to take a dump. The others just really want to have a genuine question. But usually I diffuse the situation when I respond like that. When I respond in such a calm manner, you know? Yeah, keep my calm. Like I be chilling. Cause that's really who I am. Like I think online, y'all be seeing like a different version of me, right? Because I'm silly, I tell jokes, I be amped, I be yelling, I use profanity, I do all that stuff. But who I am at home and when I'm chilling with my friends or something like that, I'm so chill. I'm not the life of the party. Like you're not gonna walk into a party and see me in the middle of the dance floor just getting it and hopping from place to place to place talking to everybody. I'm the person that's sitting in the VIP section with my drink, chilling. That is me. Okay. I am not like the version of people, the version people have of me in their mind is so opposite of who I truly am. And it's freakish. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I can tell when somebody really just don't know me when they start talking about me. I'm like, this person has no idea. And it's so funny because the people that do know me, we be looking at them like this person has no idea what type of person Soncerae is at all. They have no clue. Because I kind of just keep to myself. I'm introverted as hell. I'm meek as hell. I'm quiet. I'm a very quiet person. I like my house quiet. I like my house clean. That's the only way I can think. So I think when people see me online, number one, they think I'm bigger. A lot of people are like, oh, she's BBW. She's so big. Like, I'm like almost 6 feet. Like, I'm Meg the Stallion size. I'm little as shit. I'm so little. But a lot of people they don't realize that. Like, they see me online, they think I'm fucking, what's the lady? Uh, I think her name is Ashley Graham. They think I look like her. Like, I'm like big like that. Nah, I'm little. I be chilling. Now, when I get mad, that's a whole nother thing. That's another reason why I'm kind of calm because I have a temper. So if I don't control my anger, I'm gonna go out here and do some fuck shit. Now I don't want to be in jail. You know what I mean? Like, I have a son. I can't be in jail over something stupid. Michelle, let me tell you something. Women on YouTube are a trip. Now, women on social media in general, I notice that I can always pick up on when a female think I'm a threat. I can always pick on a. It's weird when I'm dealing with other content creators or I'm dealing with other like models or TV personalities or whatever. I can always tell when they start believing that I'm a threat to them. Now, I'm harmless. I'm not a threat to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like there's enough success in this world. There's enough money in this world. There's enough opportunity in this world for everybody. So we can all be successful to some degree at some point. I don't get jealous of other women. I don't look at their situation and wish my situation was theirs. I usually don't compare myself to women. But it seems like to me that women are always comparing themselves to me. And I hate that. I hate that shit. Because to me, it's like, you don't have to do that because number one, you beautiful just off break. You know what I mean? Like, you just the shit, girl. That's number one. For every woman, I can find something positive in her that's like, man, you the shit. You know what I'm saying? Number two, whatever God has for you, that shit yours. It can't be taken from you. Can't nobody do that. Whatever it is, can't nobody take something from you that's designed for you. That's part of your destiny. So when I would get on YouTube and I would get so mad at people who would try to convince my audience to stop talking to me, and they would spread rumors to try to get people to think I was a liar and think I was scamming people and think I was just, this bad person. I was like, yo, do I really give a shit that they telling people that? Because the people that believe that shit aren't supposed to be part of my tribe anyway. Because nobody that's part of my tribe would be that dumb. Because I run a tribe of people who have intellect, so they know better. So should I be upset when these people believe this garbage? No, I shouldn't. I shouldn't. Because at the end of the day, what's for me and what's meant for me is not going nowhere. And that's how it is with other women. Like, other women need to see their life like that. They need to see, and men too. Man, let me tell you, ever since I've been giving men relationship advice and one-on-one, I'm telling y'all, men are so much more insecure than women. Man, more men have lower, like, they feel like they're not worth nothing. I'm telling you, they feel like nobody is listening. And women feel like that too, but men, when I'm talking to women feel like nobody is listening to us, and 9 times out of 10, nobody is because we're women, right? People try to make it seem like what we have to say, we can't be saying something proper because we're women, but men feel like they're trying to explain to women what's wrong, and because they were never taught how to explain it, most men are struggling just trying to tell somebody. Like, this one guy came onto my OnlyFans and he kept telling me he was angry. He kept saying, I just feel so angry all the time. And that's why I'm having issues with relationships. I said, well, what you angry about? He couldn't even tell me. He said, I don't know, I'm just angry. So the other day, I did a live stream for him. I don't even know if he saw it, but I did a live stream for him where I spoke about toxic masculinity and how to deal with your anger and how to deal with your anger, especially when you're in the middle of an argument with a woman. Because men need that. It's men out there that need that. I'm telling you, I got another outlook on men. Because y'all, it's so much stuff y'all know how to do that women were taught because they just expect women to know how to do this stuff. So we were taught this stuff. But it's still women out there that aren't like nurturing. That's why I tell women to go out there and get parenting classes because not everybody just know how to be a mom. A lot of times women, they really just don't know what they're doing. They don't even know what to expect, So I say take parenting classes and don't be afraid to do therapy and counseling. One girl told me earlier today, you need therapy because I told her, I said, listen, it's my responsibility for my son to respect women. I have to teach that. And if he doesn't do that when he gets older, that is my fucking fault because it is my job to instill that in him. He needs to know that. If he don't know shit else, he needs to know that you going to respect women. You're going to respect your mother. You're going to respect your sister. You're going to respect your grandmother. And you never going to put us in a position where you just left us behind. That is not manly and I ain't never going to be manly. Okay? You're a man. This is what you need to do as a man in society. And when you feel pressure, you feel fear, you feel whatever it is that you feel, here's a list of shit you can do to fix it. Right? So this is what I'm basically saying to this woman. Like, it is my responsibility. My son is my responsibility. His father dipped out. Fuck him. Now I got to deal with 100% focus on my son. She was like, no, you're just hurt. You need therapy. I was like, honey, what makes you think I ain't never been in therapy? What makes you think I ain't never talked to a counselor? I definitely did those things. That's why it's easy for me to take accountability and responsibility for something I created. I created my son. Yeah, my son's father gave me some sperm, but I sat there for 9 months and held my son. I pushed my son out. I took care of my son by myself without this dude for the past 3 years. Why am I going to keep looking at him like mad at him because he abandoned his child? He's not here. So since he's not here to teach my son how to respect women, oh, just forget it. I'm going to just let my son be, fucked up. No! I'm going to go out there and I'm going to make sure my son understands something that his father didn't understand. If I don't do shit else, my son is going to respect women and he's going to take care of his damn kids. If he don't know how to do shit else, if he don't never learn how to drive, if he don't never learn what 1+1 is, this Negro is going to learn to take care of his responsibility. He gonna mow the goddamn lawn. He gonna cut the goddamn grass. He gonna go out there and get his money. He gonna be honest. And I ain't settling for shit else. Now I love him. I ain't gonna be hard on him. I ain't gonna be like, stop all that motherfucker crying and beat the hell out of him. Shit like that. You know how mothers be doing. I give you something to cry for. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. I ain't that type of mother. I ain't that type of mother. But I will sit down and talk to him like he a human being with a little bit of respect. Like, okay, you a human being too. Just because you're younger than me, don't mean you're not a human being. So let me put you up on life. Let me teach you this right quick. And hopefully you apply this to your life so you won't have to go through what I went through or that your father went through. I'm going to teach you how to do this early. I can't deal with my girl. Vaughn, are you a man or a woman? Man, I can't do the mess. Oh my God, let me tell you something. When my son's father got on YouTube and told everybody I was junky and told everybody I was dirty, I got so mad. I was like, this nigga know damn well how often I fucking clean up. Like, he knows, like, this nigga I think he did it on purpose because everything that I am, he told people I was the opposite. And I think he was doing that on purpose to make me feel bad. But he was telling people, like, I'm dirty. My entire family knows how obsessive compulsive I am. I can't stand filth. I hate that shit. I cannot function properly if it's not organized. I can't do it. I can't do it. I was telling this other chick this when she was talking about the reason why I wear my hair natural instead of wearing weave and makeup is because I think it's just natural. It's just better. I was like, well, listen, let me tell you something about natural, okay? Every time a woman comes to me talking about natural, they've gone natural. A lot of times they look dingy as fuck. They look dirty. They look unkept. I am not concerned about looking natural when I take a picture or when I do a video. What I'm trying to do is look organized. Okay? Because I'm an organized fucking person. I worry about looking natural in my household when I'm dealing with my kids or my husband or my whatever, my family and shit. Then I'll worry about looking as natural as possible. But when I'm dealing with the outside world or I'm dealing with something that has to do with work, money, some shit like that, it's gonna be organized. So when I do videos and stuff, a lot of times I try to be organized. Have you noticed, like, when I do videos, I'm kind of organized with it? Like, I try to make sure that all of my intros are the same, all of my outros are the same. I'm trying to make sure my schedule stays the same. It's about being organized. So I'm not saying all women who go natural are dingy looking. I'm saying when I go natural, right? That means I'm not shaving my eyebrows. I'm not waxing my chin or my lip. My hair is not cornrow under my wig. I'm not wearing nice clothes. That's unorganized to me because I'm naturally walking down the street. It's like doing landscaping. If let's say for instance you was to go outside right now, just to go to the fucking shopping center. If they did not cut the damn bushes and grass, it would be trees and leaves and goddamn shit everywhere. How is that going to be helpful to anybody? It's not. So being natural is not this amazing thing that women want to take part in because it's so liberating. Nah, it's lazy. I'm gonna keep it above. It's lazy because it takes a lot of energy to put your face on. Put some makeup on your face. That takes a lot of energy. Doing your hair takes some energy. Getting dressed up takes time. When these women talking about, oh, I just want to be natural. No, you lazy, bitch. You're lazy. Okay. Why don't you give up custody of the child? He can abuse you only if you have the kid as a string attached. What? I would never give. Okay. I don't know what this person is talking about. Why don't you give up custody of my child? Why would I give up custody of my child to who? Who am I give my child to? He can abuse you only until you have the kid as a string attached. Why would I give him? He don't want him. Okay. Who is this person in it? Who is this person in chat? Give him the son to keep. He don't want my. First of all, boy, listen. My son has never met his father. His father does not want him. And his father didn't tell me he didn't want kids until after I was pregnant. My son's father and I used to talk about having kids together all the time. He does not want my son. When I got pregnant with my son's father asked me to put him up for adoption. He don't want my son. Ain't nobody on this earth better to take care of my son than me. Apparently, God assigned him to me. Okay? If it was meant for my son's father to be there, he would be here. Period. And he for damn sure ain't gonna take no custody of him. He don't want him. He don't call him. He don't check on all this. The shit that just went happen. The shit that just went happen. I said that fucked up. The stuff that just happened. The pandemic just went by. He didn't call and check on his son out one time in the middle of a goddamn global pandemic. Something just happened to the world, y'all. And not one time did my son's father pick up the phone to see if justice was okay. He does not give a fuck about our son. Okay? Just because he can toss my son that little bit of child support he owes doesn't mean he gives a fuck. He's just paying his bills. That's all he can do. And you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of this analogy that TD Jake said. He said, "You a gallant person expecting more out of pint people." Do you get that? Do you get what I'm saying? I'm such a big person. I can't expect more from my son's father because he don't have shit to offer. His cup is empty. He doesn't have anything to offer my son. He don't deserve no custody of my son. Are you fucking out of your mind? No, fuck no. You crazy? My son's father will never get custody of my son. Ever. I don't give a fuck how many years. People say never. I'm saying fucking never. Not as long as I'm alive. Not as long as I'm breathing up in here. Okay, No, no, no. I was just telling Mark earlier today. We were talking about family and how toxic families are created. You ever met a family, the entire family toxic? Is because they're learning from one another. And no person that stepped away acts like them. The person that stepped away, they always classify as the black sheep. The toxic family always classifies the person that walks away and decides to no longer be toxic as the black sheep. So when you meet somebody that's the black sheep of their family, they're the only sane person out of all them toxic ass people. Okay? That's some real shit. Me and Mark was talking about that earlier. And I said to Mark, I said, I don't see myself ever being in a position where I will be comfortable with my son's father. There will never be a day where I feel comfortable with my son leaving my sight and going into the arms of his father. Because he didn't care about my son and he still doesn't. Money does not mean that he cares or gives a shit. He's just sending some money. And that's why I tell women all the time, stop thinking that when you get a man's money, you in the game. Oh, you don't want. No. The ultimate gift a man can give you is love and respect. You can go get your own money. A man giving you his money is the least he can give you. Men toss out money all the time. These women walking around here wanting to use all these men for money. For what? That's the least that nigga can give you. When you got your own bread, dudes' money look like chump change anyway. That's how I know a whole bunch of these bitches out here broke. Because their eyes are gleaming too much at a man's bank account. That's how I know these bitches walking around here broke. Because women who got bread don't give a fuck what these men making. Women who have money don't care about what these men are making. Oh, I want a provider. Oh, I gotta. Okay. Okay. So all you want is a provider. That's it. You want somebody to be able to go out there and get your nails done, your hair done, your feet done, and everything did for you. Sounds nice, right? When you don't got it. See, when you have it for yourself, you don't need the men to do that. You don't need the men to do that. When you got it yourself, it's not as refreshing when a man goes and gets you a pedicure and a manicure. It's just like, oh, I could do that for myself. Mark had to remind me of that too. He was like telling me, all of this wonderful shit that he did for his mother. I mean, his wife. I say his mother. His wife on International Women's Day. I was like, you're so sweet. He did all of this stuff for his wife. And I said, damn, I ain't got no man to do all this for me. He said to me, you a boss bitch. You can do that shit on your own. I was like, you got a valid fucking point. That's not the point. The point is, it would be nice if a guy just do that shit for me. You know what I'm saying? But that's old mentality. That's just the old me popping up. Like, oh yeah, I forgot I do have money. I don't need a man to do that for me. I can go do that shit myself. He was like, yeah, just because you don't do it today, like next time you get paid, go do it. I was like, oh yeah, I can't do that shit myself. So anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, number one, my son's father is never getting custody of my son. I'm too good of a mother. I take very good care of my son. My son is healthy. My son is happy. My son don't want for nothing. He has everything. My son could go in the store right now, pick out whatever he want. Mama get it for him. My son want to sit in my lap while I'm working. He sit right there in my lap and hug me. Okay? My son get everything that he needs. He is a happy baby. I got videos up of him on my Instagram right now laughing. You go to my Instagram right now, you can see my son in my stories cracking up. Cracking up while he was on vacation, basically. Okay, we did a little staycation. Like, I like to do staycations. I like to take him places like he ain't ever been. And because we couldn't travel, like we can't travel yet. So so I do like staycations. So I would do that. And I got a video up of him on my Instagram. My son is happy. Excuse me, but I definitely plan on teaching my son, definitely, just by me teaching him something like, let's go on a staycation. These are things that develop his relationships with women. You know how they tell women that their father is the first person that is basically the blueprint for what kind of man they end up with. It's the same thing with sons and mothers. It's the same thing. If I'm not kind to my son, he's going to end up with a woman that's going to be cruel to his ass. And he's going to turn into one of those men that has some woman walking all over him. Now, my son, I doubt very seriously if he turned into that because he got a spine, man. My son's so damn strong-willed. That's all we talk about with my son. My son is such a damn alpha male. He was like that in the womb. He was like that in the womb, man. He was so, like, he's still like this. He's so strong. He's like big. He's not supposed to be. He's usually bigger than all the kids. Like the kids his age, he's bigger than all of them. So of course he's the big black, the big black kid. Because where we live, it's not really any black kids. We're usually, when we go to the park, we're usually the only black people there, and everyone else is like Asian, Indian, white, and it's just me and Justice. And he's so like just big and strong, and he has this big personality. It's just, I don't know, I can't explain my son, man. My son gonna be all right. My son gonna be all right. So anyway, I gotta go, y'all. I got to go. I'll talk to y'all next time. Make sure, please make sure, I know them broke girls, make sure make sure that you thumbs up my stuff. I need for the people that support me to take over my user ratings, to take over my comment section. Y'all need to show up and show out in that shit. Y'all need to go in there and just take over. Just comment on every goddamn thing. Thumbs up every goddamn thing. Be present. And the more you're present, the more I'll come back. If you want me here, you have to show me that. If you don't show me that, it start dying down. I'm live gonna be on TikTok. Meet me over there. I gotta go, y'all. Have vision. What? How you got 40K subs? UK Video Productions. You're asking me, how did I get 40K subs? Consistency. Consistency. There was a time where I was posting 6 videos a day. Now, I should have more subscribers than I got. I wasn't calling to action. One of the biggest mistakes I made when I first started doing YouTube is I wasn't calling to action. So the views on my channel are so high, but my subscriber count isn't. Now, it doesn't even matter how many subscribers you got nowadays. That shit don't matter because usually they're not showing you who you subscribe to anyway. YouTube shows you the people that you click the notification bell for. All right. Even then, it's still going to be difficult because once you click the notification bell a number of times, you got so many people contacting your phone, you're going to end up cutting off your notifications altogether. So to kick that algorithm into gear, it has to be the user ratings, the consistency of the channel, the tags, the SEO that you use, and the promoting and advertising that you use. You have to have Google ads posting your stuff as well. So you got to pay for advertising. You have to make sure you engage inside of your comment section. Use your community tab. Use your stories on YouTube. I wouldn't invest in YouTube shorts because what YouTube wants people to do is to consistently be on YouTube all of the time. So make sure that your content is more than 10 minutes long. It needs to be between 10 minutes and an hour. Try not to go past an hour because when you go past an hour, like people are like eh, you know, eh. Um, you said I think you brought them to be honest. Oh no, I didn't buy. I don't buy. You can't buy subscribers. That's a myth. I don't know who. You can't buy subscribers. You can't buy. I mean, you can buy followers on Instagram, but that's gonna fuck up your whole shit. And that account probably get taken down anyway. So never buy subscribers. Do not buy followers. Don't do that. But yeah, I've never done that. I don't know why anybody. I think Tommy was telling people that shit for a long time, but that's not true. That never happened. I never bought subscribers. I don't even know where you go to buy some shit like that. Everything with me is organic. Organic is the best way you can go with everything, but you still have to put forth the energy to get the organic crowd because everybody, I'm not saying it's an oversaturated market. You just got to pick your niche, right? Once you pick your niche and you go for it and you're consistent with that niche, you'll be fine. But it's about the consistency, staying on a schedule, using your community tab, sticking to your schedule to where you post videos. Like if you're going to post videos every Monday at 9 a.m., you make sure you do that shit every time. every time. Posting daily, I only post daily now because that's what YouTube, the algorithm is asking me to do. Once it picks up the pace and the algorithm picks me up, like, and I have enough people watching me, I can post whenever I want. Now, I wouldn't suggest doing that because the algorithm could change at any moment. They change the algorithm a lot. Like once you figure that algorithm out, it's like gone. You know what I mean? Like by the time you like mastered it, it's like, oh, new algorithm, so you got to learn the new one over again. So don't even worry about that. Just, I know I'm going on and on about this, but I do want people to succeed with their channels. This is important, because this is a source of income. This is something you can do to generate some money. And I would like to reduce the trolling that's on here. Trolling don't make you no money. Actually put it forth the energy to be on this platform and utilize it to bring more wealth into your life. That's what you need to be doing with YouTube. If you're on here trolling, or even if you're just making like hour-long to 8-hour-long live streams about other people, if you don't have over 1,000 subscribers, you're wasting your time, because that time, that 1 hour to 8 hours you're sitting here doing live streams, it's not bringing you any money. See, people think because I have low view count that I don't make any money. Remember, I have over 1,000 subscribers. I have 40,000 subscribers, and I have over 1,000 videos. Each one of those videos are making me money, even if it's a couple of cents. So my check is decent. When I start making videos every day, I start making videos on money on all of my videos, not just the video I just made. My old videos are still making me money. A video I made 4 years ago is still making me money, at least $50 a day. So just think about that. Just think about evergreen content, what content you want to do, how frequently you want to do it. Can you even do it? Do you need a voiceover person? Do you need somebody to write the shit for you? Do you need an editor? Take it serious if you're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? That's all that's all I'm trying to say. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm supposed to be gone. But I hope that I'm doing a course for everybody soon. I gotta write it. I'm doing a lot of writing. I'm trying to get the course together so I can start selling it for people that want to be successful on YouTube, because I know how. Just because I haven't been posting lately, you guys will see. Just watch me for the next 6 months and watch how my channel grows, because I just started implementing what I was supposed to do, because I've been slacking on it and I knew I was slacking on it. But watch what happens within the next 6 months to my channel, and you're gonna be amazed because of what I do. Just pay attention to what I do. All right. I gotta go, y'all. Have vision and stay focused. Namaste.